Welcome to your second lesson in geometry. This lesson is going to talk about defined terms and measuring. Our first definition is segment. That is a continuous part of a line bounded by two endpoints. It's represented with a straight path without arrows. So arrows on a line indicate it goes on forever. A segment ends, so we don't put arrowheads on it. To name them, you use the names of the two endpoints with the segment symbol over the top of them. So this is segment AC. Notice the segment symbol has no arrows on it. Now the order of the points don't matter, but on lines there can be multiple segments. So you can see that there's also segment BC and segment BA. All three segments are on that one line. Cool, right? Next definition, ray. A ray is a part of a line with one endpoint, and then it goes infinitely in one direction. So it's represented by a straight line with an arrowhead at one end, because it's going off in one direction. We name it using the endpoint followed by another point on the ray, with, of course, a ray symbol above them. So this ray happens to be ray AC. Notice that the endpoint is always first. It doesn't matter which direction the ray is pointing, the endpoint is always first, and the symbol always points to the right. Ray AC in this image can also be named ray AB, because C and B are on that same ray. But on the line that we have several rays. We also had ray BA and ray CA, which by the way can also be named ray ZB, and then we also have ray BC. So notice on this one line there are four different rays, two of which can be named in two different ways. Since we're talking about rays, let's talk about opposite rays. These are two rays with a common endpoint that form a line. We represent it with a line with 3 points. And so we'll name the rays as usual, just make sure the endpoints are the same. So the opposite rays here are ray BA and ray BC. Notice how B is the endpoint of both rays. And here's another definition. We're just loading you up with definitions. This is an angle. It is two rays with a common endpoint. We call those two rays the sides of an angle. So we have ray AB and ray AC, which form the sides of this angle. We also have vertices. A vertex is the common endpoint of the two rays. So in this case, point A is our endpoint. To name a ray, we can do so in three different ways. The first way, if there's only one angle on the vertex, then we can use the name of the vertex. So in this figure, we can name it angle A. The second way is to use a point on each ray and the vertex. So we could name this angle CAB or angle BAC. Notice, and this is very important, that the vertex must be the middle point. Notice how A was in the middle of both of those names. And the final way is if you see a number without the degree symbol inside an angle, you can use the number. So we can also call this angle 1. And then let's start talking about some different parts of the angle. The interior of the angle, think of it as a beak, a bird's beak or whatever. The interior is whatever the bird can eat, so it's inside the mouth. And then the exterior of the angle is everything that's not inside the mouth there. Okay, so we talk about inside of angles and outside of angles all the time. Interior and exterior. So let's try some of this. Name all the segments on line Q. Well, just look at the points and use two of them to create endpoints. So we have segment KG. We have segment KL. We have segment GL. Okay, so those are the three segments on that figure. Next, what are the names of the rays on line Q? Choose an endpoint and head off in one direction and you have rays. So we can begin with ray GK, which could also be called ray GL. We have ray LK, which could also be ray LG. Then we have ray KG and ray KL, going the other direction. So which of the rays in question are opposite rays? So we just listed 4 of them. The ones that are opposite rays are the ones that have the same endpoint. So that would be ray KG and ray KL. You got that? Let's talk about some angles. What are 2 other names for angle 1? Angle 1 is this angle right here. Okay, so notice the 1 down there next to the V. The trick is that there's also a second angle coming off of point V. So we cannot use angle V as a name. So we'll just have to use 3 points. So angle HVK and angle KVH are our 2 options there. So pause the video, do this problem really quick, and come back for your answers. See if you've got it right. Welcome back. There's your answer. If you have questions, please make note of that in your notes and ask them in class. Here are a couple more questions to do on your own. Again, pause the video. When you're done, come back and see how well you did. Well done! Here is your answer to the first question and your second question. Again, any questions? Feel free to ask them in class next time.